I'm ready.
Perfect.
Hello.
All right. Hi, Caroline.
Hello, Lauren.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for jumping online.
Thank you.
Cool. So we'll just dive straight in. So, guys, this is my amazing friend, Caroline. She's a woman empowerment coach and mentor. She guides women in and through feminine energies, embodiment, self-love, self-realization. And essentially, she helps women to discover and express their true potential, desires, dreams from the heart. She's Swedish. She loves exploring modern psychology, spirituality, shamanism, the matrix, and magic of personal transformation. So she expresses her soul through laughter, celebration, dancing, singing, exploration, deep connection. So super awesome to have her online today.
Yay!
I guess really common questions that I have or clients have just on the topic of body love. So that's what our focus is going to be today. So yeah, I guess in terms of body love, so many people are like, oh, what is that? Is it as simple as it sounds? Is it something more complex? And it's a journey that I'm definitely still having myself, but also like incorporating into my clients. And yeah, I guess just to really explain what is body love? What is body love to you? And why? Why is it unique?
So it's both like as simple as it sounds and also a bit complex, because I think a lot of us women and men have been conditioned to not really like our bodies. Like we have all these trends and like a view on how a healthy or like a perfect body should look like. So we are conditioned in a certain way, and that makes it a bit complicated. However, like the body love is like basically it's loving your body. So then the question is, how do you define love? Because this is a huge word that contains a lot of truths for many people. And for me, it means like very, very simple. Love for me is to be one with. So basically, when I talk about body love, it's to be one with my body. And to be one with my body is to feel what it needs. It's to feel what it's feeling. It's to feel what my body's desires is, and to allow myself to feel pleasure. So for me, pleasure is love as well. And to feel appreciation and to appreciate the body and what it actually does for you in this life. So this is body love for me. And on a to get there is like it contains some practices and methods and tools that you can use to work yourself into this journey of body love. And I'm still in it, but it was a profound like start for me when I started it. And it was 4 years ago in Peru when I was living there with my husband. And he noticed like these body issues that I had. I didn't feel good enough with my body. And so he said to me, okay, your first spiritual practice is to look in yourself in the mirror every morning and tell yourself how much you love your body. And I thought that was easy, but it turned out it was not. So that's what I mean. Like it's easy, but it's hard as well. Like the tools and the methods are quite simple, but it's hard because we have all these conditionings, all these beliefs around our bodies and what we like being good enough and not being good enough.
And do you think there's, I guess, quite a big disconnect of people that see their bodies as like separate from themselves? So for example, you know, like, oh, I'm pretty confident and happy, but if my, you know, body looks like this, then it's not enough. And I wish I could just change this, this, and this. And there's actually an aspect of bringing it together and being like, well, if I love me and all these things about me, then I should also practice loving my body too, because it's a part of me. Because I feel like, but it's common for people to think that it is separate, you know, like I hate my body, but everything else is great, you know?
And I think that's a bit like, I think there's a disconnect in that. I don't know truly if that's true. If you tell yourself everything else is good except my body, I think like if you're in one area, you don't really approve of yourself, I think that will trickle down into other areas as well. So I do believe, though, that people tend to separate themselves, like the body and the mind, that they are two separate. I think a lot of people also live a lot in their head. So we are up in our mind, thinking, and talking, and we forget to connect to the body. Like, how is it feeling in my body when this is happening? When I'm saying this, or when that person is talking to me, or when I'm experiencing this, like, how does it actually feel in my body? And this is what I like, this is what I focus on, and what I want to raise awareness is to actually tune into the body's intelligence of what it's trying to tell you. And we can navigate from that. We can use the body as a compass. And it helps if we tune into the frequency of love and loving our body the way it is created, because it's an amazing tool to feel life, to experience life. And if we can tune into that, to truly appreciate and love our body, it can be such a beautiful way and tool and compass to experiencing more, and to really find out what your desires, what your dreams are, the boundaries that you have, the standards you want to set for your life.
And I guess, like, tuning into the average person that has body issues or body dysmorphia, or just a really unhealthy relationship with maybe food or exercise or whatever. Like, I'm just trying to think of what common examples are for listeners that are like, oh, do I love my body? Do I not love my body? Like, what is the difference, you know? So, like, what is an example of the average person that doesn't have body love? Like, how do they think, and what do they feel, and what does next look and feel like? Super common, you know?
So I can go to myself and like my experience and my journey and how I felt that my body was not enough. So I grew up with the idea that I was not thin enough, and I was not fit enough, or I was not pretty enough. And this, it's so destructive when you're in this pattern of like really not loving yourself, beating yourself down, and then you can find flaws in everything. You can find flaws in your toe. I mean, it's not always about fat, or it's not always about weight. It can be like beauty spots, or, you know, even for someone who is thin, or even for someone who's fit, you can still find these issues of not really loving your body. So it's not about exactly what it is that you're focusing on, but the feelings are that, well, for me, it was like I was not enough. I wanted to hide my body. And what I did, I would put on oversized clothes. I would put on like very dark colors, but usually black. I would wear black. And I would also restrict myself from experiencing life. I would not do certain things because I was feeling like I can't show up in this body. It's not enough. So that's, you know, horrible, because I missed out on so many things. I missed out on connections. I missed out on experiencing certain things, and like going to places and being with friends, because I was so insecure and so hiding, and really, 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 really low self-worth in regards to my body.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about exactly the same, like, examples that I can find in myself, or like, it takes me back to even high school. And I remember there's like obviously so much pressure and judgment in high school. And when it came to swimming day, like, so many girls would pretend to be sick so that they wouldn't have to wear bikinis or, you know, swimmers in front of other people. And like, definitely times where, you know, even I wouldn't buy certain things because I thought, oh, I haven't got the figure to pull that off, or, oh, I don't want to wear that bikini in front of people. Like, I'll just wear this cover up thing. And it's just so stupid, because especially with covering up, like in the past, like as you said, like wearing frumpy clothes or things to hide behind, like it doesn't make you look any slimmer by wearing bigger, baggier clothes. You know, you look
No.
the same, so you might as well wear stuff that makes you feel good, that you
That
love,
you want.
fun and colorful. Yeah, exactly. And just not even having a beach day, you know, like me in the past of being like, oh, like maybe I'll pass that because, you know, that's a lot of skin exposure. And just like really
Mm.
practicing the body love and just really not, just learning to not give a fuck and just
Yeah.
show up and trust that you can wear what you want. There's such a big limitation, as you said, of not joining these events or not wearing certain things or not buying certain things. And like, it's
Mm.
huge, this like body love,
Yeah.
body hate situation. And yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess my
Definitely.
next question would be, why do you think body love is so important as the foundation or to something to really focus on before you even start a fitness journey or a health journey or a self-development journey? Like,
Yeah.
why should it
So
be such a key start core, like before you even think about, oh, I'm going to try this new diet or this new workout regime, and just any sort of self-development, like to begin with
mm,
this?
yeah. So either like to start before or to start simultaneously, but to be aware to do this as well. I mean, I think it has, or for me, it has to do with intention. So if you do something out of the intention that, oh, I'm not good enough, like now I need to lose weight or I need to be a certain weight, not just lose, like some people struggle with gaining weight as well. And either way, like if you go on a diet or health uh, regime doing this kind of thing, I think it's important to start from the inside and how you actually feel about yourself. Because if you go with the intention that you're not good enough, I think that even if you hit your goals, because life is changeable, it will always, like, we will always go through transformation and change. We will gain weight, we will lose weight. Things doesn't stay the same. So if something, then even if you hit your goal, if it changes, you will be back to zero. You will feel like shit again, and you will not feel good about yourself. So you're back at square one. So you might as well start from the inside to really, really like work with feeling yourself and loving yourself and fueling up that first. And if you start at that end, it will become so much simpler as well. It becomes so much easier because when you feel that love for your body, the appreciation of the vessel that you're in, the vehicle that you have in life, you will give it what it needs. You will feel the desires of the body. You want to give it what it really wants, and like the good nutrients, like very like healthy nutrition, but also pleasurable things like enjoying, chocolate or whatever it is. But really listen into the body and feel, what is it that I need? Do I need to push myself, or do I actually need to do something that's more gentle for my body? Because everyone is different. And some people, like everyone has an idea of what fitness should look like and what exercise should look like. But it is different for people. For some people, maybe instead of pushing so hard, maybe they should do yoga, and that would be healthier for the overall like health, that the holistic side of it. If you look at the emotions and stress levels and like what kind of person you are. So there's a good start to really tune into first what comes from my heart. What do I really, really feel? What kind of love do I want to give to this body, this amazing body that takes me through life? Yeah.
And we've talked before when working together about, I guess, the energetic body, and how if you have a lot of blocks and self-hate and not good enoughness, that you're actually preventing that from being released. You're like holding on to a lot. So whether you are trying to build muscle, whether you're trying to just be healthy overall, or whether you're trying to lose body fat, if there's a lot of stuff going on internally and energetically, like it's not going to be let go. And I remember you said something about yeah, how like releasing all of this and like practicing self-love and like fueling yourself in a way that makes you feel good, like you'll be able to listen to your body better. So if you're like, oh, I need something that's, you know, green and energizing today, then you fuel. And if you're like, you know, just, and it does start playing a role in your relationship with food, and not just eating because it's either emotional or for any other reason, but just learning to feel your body. And how does how do you start the process of releasing energetically so that you can start making changes and just unblocking?
Yeah. So when you are on this journey, it will be inevitable that you will bump into the beliefs that you have around your body, and then you're going to start questioning yourself, like, where does this come from? Like, why am I carrying this? Because all of us, we have inherited beliefs, either from both from our families, but also society. So we have all these beliefs that we didn't truly choose when we were small, but they were given to us. And as you figure this out, you will probably meet some things that has happened in your past and some experiences that has been painful, that has reflected maybe on the body image, and maybe being rejected. Maybe someone said something to you once, and that will be stored in a memory that's quite painful, or it was painful in the moment. And maybe you think it was not a big deal, but it happened, and it was like a trigger to the body. So it is stuck in the body if you don't process it. So if you haven't had the opportunity to talk to someone about it, if you haven't had the opportunity to forgive those situations where maybe people said hurtful things to you, that will be a vibration that is stored in the body, and it will play out, and it will be like this stuck and stagnant energy. So in this journey, for me, I think it's important to do this process as well to do the healing part, to heal those wounds that said that we were not enough. And it doesn't always have to be that someone said something about your body, but how we connect the truths can sometimes turn into that we put it on. It must be about my body. It must be that I'm not good enough. It must be the outer looks or the external world or the external things. Was that clear?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like even my question before, there's like so much that I want to ask, so it kind of like melded into this one. But yeah, definitely that your body can store trauma, I guess. And it can come out in different ways. You know, some people they can't gain weight because for some reason energetically it's keeping them there, or, you know, maybe they do gain weight, or maybe it comes out in rashes, or maybe digestive issues is like another really common one.
Yes, definitely. This is something that I had too in the past. Like, I had so much issues with my stomach, with my digestion. I had so much issues with eczema and with allergies, and I still have some allergies, but that I had a lot of body issues that was playing out, that was like reflecting what was going on the inside. And the more I've healed and been able to forgive and let go of, the less that comes out. And the more I practice to fuel myself with love and appreciation for all my body parts, all of myself, all the parts, not just like the good stuff, also the bad stuff. But the more love I can give myself in that process, the easier it gets to handle life and to maintain a balance. Like, I work more with intuition when it comes to food and exercise. I really truly tap into what my body is needing. So because I feel a greater body awareness, I can more easily feel when I've eaten too much, or when I've eaten too little nutrients, good nutrients for my body. So this has been really helpful for me to really feel, because I was so this button of feeling was turned off. I was so disconnected from my body and what it really needed.
I love that self-awareness. I feel like that's such a light bulb thing of like body awareness, and like really practicing getting in tune with your body to like the level of, you know, what sort of feeling am I having? Am I just bored, or am I hungry? Or, you know, I have noticed that I didn't eat this morning, but I'm overtraining because I'm trying to hit that goal, and really listening to your body that's saying slow down, or it's saying eat more, or whatever, and actually building a closer connection with like listening to these signals. And I feel like that's such a key in the healing process of like really being centered with your body and one with your body again. And that's, I think, especially with clients that I've had that either have unhealthy relationships with food or exercise, that this is such a key thing, is just really listening to your body and what it needs. You know, as you said, like if you're feeling energized and a bit antsy, like that is the time to go out and run around and let go of that energy. And if you're telling yourself like, oh no, today's a Wednesday and I always have to do CrossFit today, but your body is like, no, like we need this rest, have a bath, and don't override the signal that your body is saying, actually listen to it and go, cool, I'm gonna have a bubble bath. If I have to exercise, then I'll do some yoga or something that's really gentle and relaxing on my body, and take this as a rest day, you know, and not be so diligent in the things that you feel like you have to do or you're supposed to do, to super bring it back.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, like emotional eating is such like an aha moment I had not too long ago. I knew about it, but I truly it hit me as a truth that I was doing this up until recently. Like I do it still sometimes because it's I've had this mechanism for such a long time. And when it hit me, I was like, oh my God, it's so true. Because then I truly observed I heard about it, and then I saw the behavior just like a few minutes after. And I was like, whoa, I did it. Now was the moment that I did it. I felt an emotion that I wasn't like processing properly, or I didn't express my truth, or I was just like pushing it down. And then I went to the kitchen to eat something.
Yeah. So really clear of emotion, and then the action that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I caught it, I'm going to override that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, because I noticed the more I can tap into also what I feel, and allowing my feelings to be felt in the body and also be expressed if they need to be expressed, then I noticed there's a totally different way that I like the relationship to food is very, very different. It's more balanced. Like I feel what I need and what I don't need. I can say no, or I can say like, now I really need to eat because that is what I truly need. So it's so much easier when we get connected to the body and to like really feel the intelligence and tune into the body. Like the body is always signaling, the body is always reacting to our surroundings, to the external, to our thoughts. So it's like a huge signaling system. And I think there's a huge power in really tuning into that, to learning to listen to the body's signals.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what would you say are some, I guess, really basic, like free tools that you're happy to give away to anyone that's listening now, to be like, oh my God, I feel this. Like, how do I start making these changes? Like, this sounds great that there's a solution to this problem that I have, you know, because this is obviously the kind of content and the coaching that you give to the women that you work with. And you know, that the viewer should come to you for if they're like, oh my God, I want hand in hand, like, please work with me. This is stuff that I've been struggling with for years and I want to overcome it. And you are the solution to my problem. I guess just like from today, you can start, you know, by doing this, for example. Is there anything that you're happy to, give us a sneak peek with?
Yeah, definitely. I would say it can be, I'm going to give two things. So like a step-by-step thing, because if you're really sensitive around your body and your body like have a lot of issues around your body image, I would start with not doing a mirror exercise, because this is usually something that I would teach, a different mirror exercise. But I would start with just sitting down, take a breath or several if you need to, close your eyes and just start talking nicely to the different body parts and just feel into the body. And while you're talking to your body and saying, like, what do you appreciate? You can start with your hand. It's as simple as that. You don't have to go to the areas there you feel shame or a lot of like self-hate. You can start with something simple, maybe your hair, maybe your shoulder, and this start like holding it and expressing your appreciation, because every part of you has a job. Every part of you, every cell, every organism that lives on your body has a job. It has a purpose. Your whole body is your community. So they respond to what you are doing and what you're giving. It's like you're the manager of this whole vessel. So starting very simple with like the body parts that you can, and then moving your way to that, and just closing your eyes. Be in a space where you have peace and quiet. Be in a space where no one disturbs you, where it's comfortable for you to be, if it's in your bed or if it's in the sofa or maybe in the bathtub or in the shower, where you can just be with yourself. And the next step is to move to the mirror exercise, and you do the same thing, but you see yourself in the mirror. And this can be very triggering. It was for me. It was hard. Like this, I don't say this easily, like just go into the mirror and just start practicing, because it is, if you're not used to it, to give your body parts love, it is hard. But once you start, and you can start slowly, and you can like have something that will help you. So write a message on the mirror so that you are reminded, so you have like a support, maybe like I love my body, or I love whatever it is, so that you see the message. So with the eyes, when you are seeing yourself and when you're seeing that message and you're giving yourself kind thoughts and kind words to the body parts, your subconscious is picking up on this. And it takes practice and it takes repeating. It doesn't solve anything overnight. So just like, this is the important part of doing this kind of journey, is like to do it over and over again, so that it is integrated and so that it stays with us. So it actually like make a lasting change, because our subconscious has a part of this, and our beliefs don't want to change. They want to, like, it's instructions. So we have instructions, and when we want to change this, we need to repeat the new instructions for like some times, and repeat it for maybe sometimes quite a long time, but it will shift, it will change. You just have to have patience and be with yourself and be compassionate with where you are right now, and believe that it is possible. It is possible. It is so possible. Like that, if I could just like give something today to whoever is listening, it is just believe and trust that it's possible to change, to shift those beliefs.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. I remember when you gave me that exercise, I was like, you're like, okay, like it's almost this like, it does feel like an override, like a manual override of, just really looking at your body and really feeling it, and just like noticing how much these thoughts come in of being like, okay, yeah, I guess I do love it, but maybe if I just tweak this, or maybe if I, even that, just kind of really shush that out and be like, actually, it is beautiful exactly the way that it is. And like, for me, it was such a process of gratitude, like really being like, wow, my hands, like, Thank you so much for being healthy and strong and enabling me to like cook all this beautiful food or climb things when I climb with friends, or even like lifting weights. Like, you're so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you help me lift, you know, do Olympic lifts in the gym, and then just really taking the time to do that with each part of your body, and just being grateful that you have sight and you have sound and you have strength, you know, and strong bones and all of these things. And it was definitely confronting for me to start with. And then now it's, yeah, every time I walk past a mirror, I'm like, oh, hey, sexy thing. And
yeah, I know. Yeah. And I want to share because it was so, when I knew that I was when I knew that I had succeeded in this journey, it was I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. I was looking in the, I was like doing the exercises and looking in the mirror, and I was looking at my ass, and I have cellulite, and most women do. And it was the first time that I was like, oh my God, these are so lovely. I love everything. And I was like, wow, I used to hate my cellulites before. I just like, I felt so much shame around cellulites, showing my ass on the beach. And now I could stand in the mirror and be really impressed with what I saw. And I was like, wow, what a woman. Dang. So it is possible to get to that place. You just love everything.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that's such a breath of fresh air to hear from someone that did struggle with body image issues and not good enoughness, and once I have this, then it will be better, sort of like, you know, bullshit poison that we've ingrained in ourselves, whether it's, you know, what we've seen from our parents or from movies or whatever it is. And just to be you and work with you and be like, I've come out the other side. Like, this is something that I never thought that I would get over, and I'd never thought that I would find the tools to be able to even work on this sort of stuff. And then this is what you're incredible at and specialize in, and now coach other women to do, which is incredible. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, if you want to work with or just completely check out beautiful Caroline, you can find her at caroline.phenomenal.woman on Instagram and all the platforms. So she's incredible to chat with. So if you have any questions or anything, definitely shoot her a message. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm so excited for more chats, because this is such a complex and such a common topic, especially amongst women and health and wellness and self-development and everything. So yeah, thank you.
There's definitely more levels than this to talk about. So
definitely, always.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye. Love you. Bye.